Welcome back. Laney.
We're breaking things behind us.
We're just like lights are flashing and dog bones are flying. It's just weird.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So if
Part two.
If you were around last week,
Ghost episode.
you saw the first half of the content with Cam and Lauren from Bad Sons. We're not going to take up much of your time because we got a lot more content for you because it was great. So we're just going to basically roll right into that.
Yeah, enjoy the second
half of the episode. We apologize if the cut wasn't perfect. I'm doing my best on this editing thing.
Yeah,
but hey,
we're new.
We didn't want to cut anything out.
Right.
So,
and if you missed the first episode, we'll link in the below there. We'll put in the description.
Yeah.
Or it should say it's in the description, I assume. And click that one. See episode 1 of part 1 of 2, and then enjoy.
And fade to black.
That's just the shady night out.
Yes, I mean, the Gozes have been going great. You know, it's pink Himalayan salt, kettle sour, and
I
let it
want
bang
a
out.
new
They've been selling
one.
very well.
It's delicious.
Yeah, thank you. It's like, I've been doing it now. We've been doing those for almost 2 years now, and we started canning them a few batches the last year, and now we're trying to keep at
Loompa's
least
the brand new
one
canned
on.
one. Loompa is brand new canning.
Yeah,
we
Loompa
just did that.
is an Oompa Loompa with our
It's a
little hottest
strawberry
ball.
Goza.
It's strawberry.
You guys just need to transition to all Willy Wonka themed.
Yeah,
I would
know, just go
freaking
for it.
love it. I freaking love it.
Who's that,
I'd be
Rodolph? He said.
so
You'd run
about
out of
it.
characters,
us.
though.
I want to make one that we can call fizzy lifting drink, please.
That's gonna be hard to can. 'Cause I gotta go like a 3.4 car.
Fun fact: when we were debating seltzer names, fizzy lifting drink was on the
Stop
list
it.
at one
Yeah,
point.
it was. Yeah.
Best
for the
friends.
Oh, that's
seltzer,
awesome. I like
Best
that.
friends.
Yeah. You can walk in
Well, we
frame.
should
It
do a
doesn't
collab
matter.
at one point. That'd be good for a collab.
Super secret hand. I like it.
I like it.
That'd be fun to do a collab.
I mean, we need to do that eventually
should.
anyway.
We should.
So
That has to happen.
Yeah.
More time for us to hang out and commiserate together. I'm about it.
So that's Dubious now, which is our flagship. A lot of what we make is Dubious at this point. It's Citra Mosaic Idaho 7, 7.2. It's super refreshing, nice and easy to drink. It's we make a lot of that beer. We do have a double Dubious, which is the double of it.
And it's done well in Blind Beer Awards.
you're
I
lucky.
was there.
You're lucky that I'm drinking 7.2.
I
that's,
know.
That's
I know.
normally.
Hey, I've been listening. I've been listening to your podcast, and when you talk about low beers, I'm like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
when I
Mark
go
has
to
a secret.
when I go to
It is.
Brewfest and it's like a 3.2 ESB, I'm like, so I know what I'm drinking today.
Yeah.
Seriously,
You
yeah.
go up and just
Hey,
drink
baby.
that. Yeah.
You're talking my language.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
when
shit.
that switch turned on.
I think it's
but
close to that. It's like 6.9 to like 7.2, which is also like there's less of now. I mean, when this beer is now, this design is.
Well, we've talked about this too,
3.5
Cam. Like
years
Mark
old.
has a secret obsession with,
Getting
and
people
it's not.
drunk.
Yes, he's not wrong, but with hiding beer.
I know.
Like
I've been trying to
hiding
leave your
ABVs.
place, and he forces more beer.
Oh,
on me.
yeah,
So I know
no,
how
you
much
should-
he
I-
likes.
I-
He
getting
really
drunk.
loves
It's
beer.
it's dangerous.
I showed
but
up.
he hides his doubles really well.
No, yeah, I mean, so I'm really, really sensitive to fusel alcohol. Like, if I have fusel, there's two things I hate, and I'm weird with them. If there's any fusel alcohol, I hate it, and I'm really like, I hate carbonation acid. Like when it's first carbed, I can't even taste the beer. I'm just super sensitive to those flavors, so like I try to make sure they're not in the beer, which is a problem. Like when we first carb up, I'm like, I can't taste this for like overnight. Like I'll let it sit overnight. I literally, I'm like, I cannot taste this. All I taste is like that super CO2 acid, and some people can't even taste that. But for me, I'm like, that's all I get.
It's
I
gonna
can't even
choke you
tell you if
out.
this beer is good or bad because it just is so overpowering for me. But yeah, no, we do try to make our beers very, very even. We'll let them like ferment, sit a little bit, add a little bit more of the dry hop, or
they're
stagger the dry hop
sneaky.
enough that.
Those double IPAs are really
Yeah,
sneaky.
yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
No,
I'm not mad about it.
No, I mean, last time I had
But-
Double Dubious was at one of those Blind Beer Awards that you mentioned, and I was blown away because I normally don't drink a double.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was like, well, I got to try it.
Yeah.
And
I was one of the expert judges that year.
Oh, thank you.
Because,
Yeah,
because
I
of my
think
You
podcast.
fancy.
And I actually
congrats on winning that year. that batch was so good, dude.
Yeah, I
was like, oh my god, they deserve to win.
I
The Dulce
unknowingly,
batch? Yes.
I didn't know who was there. I unknowingly voted, and it was a little biased towards No Worries beers,
No, it's-
obviously.
that-
but
I
I
mean, it was a
couldn't.
great
I
beer.
didn't realize that Do-Si-Do was even there. and I voted for.
Right, it was
Double Dubious.
completely like you didn't even know which beers were
That's
there.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. We should do more types of those brew fests.
That kind of thing is
because it's
so
much more fun
fire.
and
I will
intriguing
tell
and
you
just, like,
from
who knows what happens.
from
It's
being on the other
so
side of the curtain.
celebratory to
Yeah.
the community.
It's an awesome thing. It's a logistical nightmare.
Okay.
Why?
But we can make an app.
You could still make it happen. I mean,
We can make an
it-
app.
it's
an
hard-
outreach brew fest.
Logistical
You know.
for the people.
Well, to keep it like secret,
Yeah,
like,
I
what
know,
you're
the secret
drinking
is
and
hard.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Oh.
Because
Like,
I knew I
like,
had
you
it, I'm
have
like,
you
oh my
have
God,
to
this
bring
is the
in
best
like
batch of Dose Dough I've ever
think
had
of a
in
beer
office.
fest where you drop off your beer and then you come back at the end and find out what everyone
What
thought
you
about
did.
it. Like you can't have your people serving it because if anyone knows that your
But,
person
what
is
if
there.
we all use our own people and we shuffle it around like a reverse parade and everybody
but-
just pours whatever
but
beer
then-
from
but-
wherever and we
you'll-
just
but
have a
you'll
great
know they're
time
there.
loving
But
on
then
each
you-
other.
But you
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like if
And then
you were there
it's
pouring
a
someone else's
click in the
beer, they
back
now
of your
know
brain.
Bad Sons is
You know,
at that
it's that little
festival.
stimulus that's
Balls.
like, oh, I know this beer, and like
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
love the completely
Yeah.
blind. I
Bill,
mean,
did
when
you
I,
grab another one of these? I'm
Yeah.
desperate to try it. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was Double Dubious does
Thank
really
you,
well.
baby.
We
Appreciate
did
it.
last year a Triple Dubious for 420 because
Which
originally
people are
I don't
still
know if
asking
everyone
me
knows
for.
this because I mean I feel like our brewery's young, but like being 3 years old now is like feels like 100 when everyone's like, oh my God, I remember like coming to your place before we were open. I'm like, haven't you guys been open forever? You know, like I'm like, oh, we've been open forever, and 3 years is not long at
It
all.
is not
No,
long.
it's
No,
not,
it
but
feels like it though.
It does.
It's weird.
It
It
really
does.
does.
It's a
Yeah.
combination, though. It feels like it goes by
Yeah.
so fast, but also it's like when you think back to early days, it's like it's been
Man,
a long.
this
yeah,
has
no, it
been a
really
long
has.
time.
That's why
a
I'm
long,
like,
strange trip this
I
has
remember
been.
sending beer to your, was it your stag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent. I
Yeah.
remember
I
someone
don't-
swing by for you
I
guys. and I'm like,
don't
here.
remember
I sent
that
like 2
day.
to, oh yeah, that's good.
I don't remember that day as a brilliant answer for the win.
That is
I
the
was-
only acceptable answer for
yeah,
your
I
stag.
was like, please.
I was
You
told
can't
I
know.
had a
You
lot
cannot
of
know.
fun.
I don't believe
That's-
it. I don't believe it.
I remember it was
Terrible.
I remember that it was raining and we had this really big fucking field and I couldn't throw frisbees because it
Oh.
was raining.
Yep. It did.
That's what I
pour.
remember.
But we had the pavilion at least. It worked out.
That's great.
I got very fucking drunk,
know.
and then I
It's your stag, honey.
Everyone does something on their stag.
Jesus.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Rough times, rough times.
I just remember I was adamant about being the one that announced the raffle, and I took 4 years
Yeah,
to do it. Everyone's like, "Come on, get on with it." I was like, "This is my stag. I'll take as long as I want."
I can do what I want.
It's now Sunday, Bill. And we've been here since Saturday.
I mean, I was hammered by that point. So
Yeah.
Allowed.
Yeah, so we have the Double Dubious, which we try to keep in rotation. We have a series of doubles. This one is by far our most popular.
It's very much
just,
sought
You know,
after.
it's a little bit more expensive to make, so we try not to keep it on.
I am mad
All
at you
the
guys
time.
for not having a Light Rider with you. 'cause,
I'm canning it.
you know,
Listen,
tomorrow.
we're not all.
I literally went to the fridge. I'm like, Bill's gonna be mad.
Rule number,
Yo, I'm
rule number
so-
67, no
Yeah.
excuses, play like a champion.
'Cause, like,
Thank
that's
you.
When every
Thank
time you guys
you all
come in,
day.
you've had that. I love Light Rider. Super nice, easy beer to make.
And apparently the whole
And the
world
s-
does right
yeah.
now because
I
we
mean,
ran out.
everything else has been great though.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
mean,
not
I
mad.
cannot
I
complain.
love making lagers, and I wish we could make more. If we had a bigger setup, we could.
You just put in all these tanks you're
Yeah,
bragging
the problem
about.
is
I
tell people-
know,
okay,
but they're
I
all
mean,
shoved in with
as-
dubious.
The hot take is get the consumers to stop buying IPAs.
It's just I'm with
I
Cam
love
on this
not gonna
one.
IPAs, but
happen.
like it's
I
not
wish
gonna
it would
happen.
happen,
I
but-
know, but it's I love lagers. We can really only afford to keep one of the 40s a lager, and maybe one of the 15s.
We're just soul
we
crushing.
did. What's our summer one? What's our summer lager that I make?
The summer lager?
Yeah, the one that we had come out last summer and this summer.
This is where
and
we
it
end
sold
the
Oh,
really
episode.
Sunlight.
fast.
This is where
Sunlight.
we.
That's the
Sunlight.
word. I don't.
Oh,
see, when
my
I
God.
make the beer, I
If-
know
I'm
by
not
the
sure if I had
recipe.
that.
I
If
don't
you
know by
couldn't,
the name.
if you couldn't come up with the name, I was gonna end the episode on a
Yeah, I
cliffhanger.
know. No, it's weird. I was like, well, I
To
know-
be
I don't get
continued.
to name things, so I'm like, the beer is made,
So,
and it's made.
Figure
and
it out.
Cam's Pilsner, I have to say this. I'm confessing your fucking sin, okay? I'm just doing it. So, Sunlight is a
spelled
bri-
Sonlite. 'Cause
Yes.
it's very cool.
because we're super heppin'
We're so
hoppity. Are you having a thought
No,
moment?
yeah,
Do you
yep,
need
yep,
it? Do you
yep,
need me to?
yep.
Do you need to take it?
No, go
Okay.
for it. Go for it. I
So-
remembered something.
Oh, good. Hold that thought. So Sunlight is such a brilliant pilsner, and every time it's made, it's usually when like we can shove it in the tank and no one
Yeah.
notices. So it's like a super secret. Like, okay, the the cheeses are alone, and we're gonna totally make this Pilsner. Cam, now go.
It's also, I love that we get to serve it. It's a 16-ounce 6-pack, so it's like to me the perfect amount.
It's
like
the-
you know, you have 3. I'll have 3 at a time. So
12-ounce
like,
cans are the
you know,
perfect
if I have
size.
3 of a 4-pack,
No, they're not.
I'm gonna
You're
drink
wrong, Bill.
3 of a 4-pack. I'm gonna probably drink that last one because who wants to look at that one lonely can?
Right, of course.
But if I can take half the family and leave the other one,
That's it. Then not everybody's alone,
you
and we
know?
can do
And
it
I
all
just
together.
Love that, and that beer sells very well when we do it, and we've done it. I've had enough time to do it in the summer. Right as we
So-
go, like end of spring, we got that quick little lull.
We'll
and
find
then
out
it's
when
like,
Mark's
I'm
on
getting
vacation
115.
again, and we'll just throw it
Yeah.
in the tank.
just make it happen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa,
it.
hold on, wait a minute.
Mark won't have
Wait a
to
minute,
know
wait a
about
minute,
it.
wait a minute. The owner of a brewery takes vacation?
Well, last time I did, the
I
first
I
time
don't
I-
No
believe-
comment.
I don't believe you
I'm
guys.
incriminating
the
myself.
first time I did it, he was at CBC, so technically he was working.
It was
All
it.
right,
Yes.
all right,
Yes.
All right, that I can accept as an answer.
So I just
Okay.
was like, hey,
Fair.
you know what? We don't we have Light Rider, which is a great lager.
It is solid.
It
Super
is.
clean.
I
A
love
beautiful
it. I
American
love
Pilsner.
It
or
sells very
lager.
well for us. It is usually our number 1 on draft for the weekend because the Valley drinks their lagers. And they
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
dubious Light Rider.
And
every
it does
time.
sell decent enough out in the market, but the IPAs sell faster, and we can make them 3 times.
Yeah,
in that
distro-
time period.
distro and tap
our
room are just two
IPAs
different
usually
beasts.
sell out within 12 to 14 days at the package stores. So we're lucky enough with that it's like, okay, like we have to keep the rotation going.
But that's just
I
because
really
we just got in a lot of
yeah,
package
I mean,
stores.
well, if I can convince them to get a lagering tank, that will change. So just gotta
Yeah, good luck.
fingers
Have a good time.
crossed. We've talked about it. Everyone just gotta keep.
So if
drunk
you guys
purchase
want to
on the
just
credit card.
email our social media accounts and just let Cam's support here for our lager tank, that'd be great.
Yeah,
because then I
I
have
love
some
making
backup.
lagers.
Well-
We're canning it. I think we're canning it tomorrow. I carved it up today.
Thanks.
See,
Christ.
you guys are
And then
naturals at
bring it
this
again.
because that was the perfect segue to give everyone your social media information
Oh, yeah.
on where they could find you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all over. Bad Sons Beer for Instagram, social media, Bad Sons Beer Co. On Facebook.
According to your can, it's badsons.com.
Yes,
That's our
badsons.com
website.
is
There we go,
the
nailed
the website. Yeah,
Bill,
so
you just got promoted to chief of marketing.
I know
Done.
you're totally now my boss.
All right.
Yeah, no, badsons.com has all of our beer to go stuff. So if you're looking to order there, we're also putting our merch up there. So if you want something shipped to you, so if you're a Bad Sons person, you like the logo, you like the stuff, you can order it. We'll ship it to you. We don't ship beer, but we will ship like merch to you.
Yet.
You don't get crazy, okay?
The world is falling apart.
I
It's gonna
barely
happen.
want to send glassware to anybody.
Yeah.
One thing I
Um,
find crazy about you guys is that a lot of people don't realize that your name is an acronym, correct?
Yes, yeah. Thanks
Oh,
for pointing
yeah.
that out.
We need to push this out in the universe too,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
seems to
It
be a
is
mind
pretty
blower.
Cool.
Yeah, no, nobody ever knows about it. I'm like, how do you not know that?
So there's
I
two
knew.
stories to it too, because
Yeah,
like
there are.
so the first story I'll tell on the De Silva side. So Mark and Bill have a brother, Rick. And Rick is a pastor. So obviously, in lieu of his brethren of De Silva's, Mark and Bill were deemed the bad sons because they had the good son who was the pastor. So
I
that
had
was-
not heard that side. Of the
That was
story. So that I appreciate.
This is
that
the
was-
first time I'm hearing this one.
that was story
Also,
number one.
Shout outs to Augie, their father.
Yeah, Oggs, we love you, bro. Like he's so funny. I love that man.
Yeah, and then
And then yeah, the acronym, right?
the acronym,
so
which is you got it.
yeah, I got it. I'm
Okay,
good. Are
there
you
go.
good?
All right. Yeah,
Let's do
yes.
this.
All right.
So we got Beacon Falls, Ansonia,
My hometown,
Derby.
Beacon Falls.
Shelton. Billy will get mad if you
He
don't.
will.
say.
Shelton,
And
Oxford, Naugatuck,
Naugatuck,
and
Seymour.
Seymour.
You get yelled at if you flip Seymour
Billy,
and Shelton.
Yeah, you Shelton. gotta be
because
first.
Derby and Shelton are so already hyper politically in
got it.
positioned of each other that if you don't put them next to each other, somebody's gonna have a coronary, and we don't want to have to deal with
The Valley will
backlash.
go to war.
It's bad. We already
Try
have
to
2
keep them-
fireworks displays within 3 feet of each other every year. So,
I find it crazy that every time I point that out to someone, they're like, "What?"
Yeah, I know it is.
How-
it
how
is
did I
funny.
not know
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Mind
We have some shirts now that have.
Yeah, it
on
has the towns on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
show it.
nice.
And then
Yep.
Allison was talking about getting it graffitied on the side.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
you know, as you first entered by the boiler.
Well, and so if anybody isn't familiar, like with the Connecticut Valley, and I've said this to people 1.5 million times, and I can totally tell you it's very real. I say this every time about people from the Valley, is that they are loyal as fuck to the Valley, and I appreciate that. So, you know,
That is both a good and bad thing.
Correct. Like, you're accurate all day. So, like, they are loyal to their people, which is so awesome for this particular brewery, regardless to anything else, is like they will come there because it's their people's place.
Yep.
You know, and that is very much the truth, because Route 8 just drives through everything, and you just hop on, you're 15 minutes from anywhere you need to be in the Valley.
And then 34 is gorgeous.
And 34 is a
like,
main drag from Danbury to New Haven. So you've got the other, you know, perpendicular
especially
line
this time
of
of year, there's so many just bikers going by.
Oh, yeah.
Thing, you know.
Well,
especially on
suits our
34.
brand perfectly.
Yeah, you get a lot of bikers on.
Yeah, we
34.
got a lot of bikers.
A lot.
Yeah.
We love you guys too, by the way. I will say that.
Yeah.
Most of you are awesome. I've had a listen, one or two of you questions, but most of you are solid.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so the Valleyites are super loyal to what we do, and I love them very much for that. So I have to just like shout them out big time, because without that sort of brand loyalty, yes, of course we'd have you know, we're good at distribution and we freaking market. So we're gonna do it. But you know, to expound upon what we've already created in the Valley with getting craft involved a year ago for distribution. We went from self-distro to like a mid-tier, I would say, mid-tier distribution.
We're going to be growing with them.
So,
and, I mean, we're at the point now that we're outselling 6 Point, I was told.
Oh,
them.
wow.
So that's cool.
That's
I really
awesome.
like 6
it's not a terrible first
Oh
world
yeah,
problem.
they're fantastic.
Well, like growing
Yeah.
up, you know,
Yeah.
like growing up, I was like, oh my God, 6 Point. Like, oh, you know, it's like one of the first beer. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
seeing that
cool.
expansion
We're
happen in the
doing
State's been
decent
great.
enough.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're getting people from Enfield or Ellington who are coming all the way down to the Valley. Like, they don't
cool.
leave farm country to come down here until they've had beer up there that they want. But we were only on the western half of Connecticut for the 2 years of our potential expansion. And then this last year, now I see twice as many weekend warriors, as I like to call them, the brewery hoppers, the people traveling to go to breweries.
We're seeing very similar.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is good. I mean, it's like if you're going to support the industry, you're running out of your. It's gone on long enough now that you're running out of your local stops.
Yeah.
And we obviously appreciate our locals, but we also appreciate people come from out of state.
And it's
or
fun to be able to tell a
nearby.
story to the people who haven't heard it 72,000 times from us,
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah.
for the record.
Yeah. So Dubious is going great for us. Double Dubious is awesome for us. We sadly this year we're not able to do Triple Dubious, which we did last year.
Which is a soul
I
crusher.
would like to get it out like maybe around the beginning of the year if things are going great. That guy is like 11.5%. I might be closer to 11.9. I can't remember.
She's
off the top of my
bougie.
head.
I have to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't understand the people that like triples.
I wouldn't
I know.
drink that.
I listen to the
wouldn't drink it.
podcast. I know. That being said,
Haterade.
I could have, like-
I want you to try because I do try to hide the alcohol.
I'll
you know
definitely-
that
I'll
I could have
I'll
like
definitely try it.
3-4%
I'll definitely
beers
try
or
it,
one
yeah.
beer of that. I want the
Yeah.
volume.
No, I'm totally.
I
I'm
have
the same
a
page.
beautiful body, and I want to keep my capacity in line. So I'm going to drink my one
Well, that's the
crushable
problem. It's
11 and a half, so I don't have to deal with the rest of
it's
my
also,
carbs.
And like as a brewer, it's being on the canning line and like canning one of those guys, and it's like, oh, I'll just have one, and it's 7 a.m. in the morning. You're like, God damn it,
Fuck.
mistakes
Oh,
were
that one,
made.
that one
Why did I
dropped.
drink this low fill? Why the fuck did I drink it?
There's nothing low about that.
I could have just put that in the back for the people. Why'd I choose to open that? But yeah, so we'll hopefully have that one out.
And we're the
relatively
people, just so you
soon.
know. We're the people.
We are doing a sour dube IPA because a lot of
Yeah,
people
we've got
are
a lot.
asking
So
for
that is very cool. We've got like 4 different
hopefully he'll be out
rad things
He
happening.
was just brewed, so like 10 days, I hope. He'll have a little splash of blueberry on it,
Oh, I love blueberry.
just a little bit of
Nom, nom,
blueberry,
nom.
and I'm very excited for that guy. I mean, we've had a lot of people asking for us to do a sour IPA because they like the sours, they like the IPAs. A lot of the locals actually will mix it behind the bar. They'll ask the bartender
We
to
call
do
it
already.
Verubious because they usually take a little, like it's 60-40, dubious on top at 60, and then Veruca at 40. They
so that
mesh
one
it
will be
themselves.
sour dubes.
Secret menu.
Yeah, it
that's
seriously
that's,
is.
the
It's our
locals
unicorn,
have
you
that
know?
one. The Shuffleboard League was a big fan of that.
Yes.
When that was going, sour dubes.
Shouts to
so
our
that will
Shuffleboard
be
League.
out hopefully in the next 10 days. Is the plan.
Nice.
And they'll be canned too, so that'll be a brewery only can release.
But yes, That's big,
We're gonna
Cam.
probably do the drive up again. I think that's what our current plan is.
Is it?
That's what I was told today.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what happens when I take a day off. For the record,
Right?
I'm not working
So
today.
yeah, we're
This is
gonna
just
be
life
doing.
today.
I did not make this decision.
We're gonna. Which I'm fine with. You know.
How are we going to do a drive if we're open?
Because we're gonna find a way. You know how we work.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a conversation you guys have to have.
No, I
after
mean it's
this.
not me.
Sorry, I just.
If she gets told
This
to do it,
is
and I'm
why
like,
I turn into a girl occasionally.
Yeah.
It's nice to have some estrogen in
Well,
the
usually I'm
freaking
just
building,
like,
just so you know.
I just try to show up and make it work. I usually
I know.
don't know what's gonna happen.
You
to
and
the
I
day
figure it
of.
out.
Or it's like, I think this will work. Okay, we'll eliminate
Well,
that part. Okay.
So there is like what? We've got what? 4 total brand spanking new, never been done beers coming down
which
in the
is
next 2 or 3
weird
weeks.
for
Nice.
us because
freaky.
I mean, like when we first opened, it was like the first year. Oh, we can have all these new beers, and now it's like a beer sells so fast that I'm like, I can't not make this beer. I mean,
Yeah.
right now
We need a backup,
I don't have a brown ale on,
which is killing people.
What about
by the way.
What about your porter?
Don't have that on right now either.
I'm-
I
I'm
have no
not-
dark
I'm-
beer.
I'm not
on.
coming
I feel-
back till it's
I know.
on.
Well, we have one dark beer and we have one stout on right
Your,
now.
your porter is my favorite beer
I
you
know.
make.
The Twisted Pretzel?
Yes.
Yes, I will. we
Absolutely
will be,
my favorite beer you
I
make.
have it in bourbon barrels in the back right now, so that will be coming out.
Nice.
There's
I
some
have
the
to-
Scotch
we have-
ales in
we
there
hand
too.
bottle those, so
Roper.
that's a little bit extra time. So like I'm hoping I pulled a sample last week. It's come along great. I'll hopefully be able to have it out by October.
Now we're
when I
talking
go.
my language
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Yeah. No, I promise you we'll have that. So we have a bunch of
Thank
new
the
beers coming
Lord.
out. We are doing which we don't really tend to do the same. We're not one of the breweries that do the same malt bill for every beer.
Mhm.
You know, we try to mix it up. This is our first time that we're actually going to be doing the dubious malt bill without dubious hops.
Okay.
This will be Dubelicious will be the single, double Dubelicious will be the double, which will be the same malt bill as the double dubious, and it's going to be the same beer but swapping out Mosaic of the Citro 07 instead of Mosaic. It will be Nelson. Because we were able
So
to score some of those. So I'm sure. And I was able to, we're going to eat some of that cost to keep it cheap.
I
Big
can't
thing we
wait.
try
I
to do is
cannot
keep our
wait.
beer relatively fairly priced. We've never really been one of those people that are like, oh, let's charge $18 for a 4-pack.
When Mark
Right,
told me we were
right,
getting
yeah.
Nelson, I literally I was like, we're getting Nelson.
Yeah, we had a
I
lot
felt
more
like we
Nelson
won
than
the
I thought too. So
lottery.
I am hoping we can keep that guy
yes,
at least in
please.
rotation for the full.
Nelson's
year, yeah.
fantastic. You know what I've been really, really disappointed in? How it's transformed over the years
Hit me.
is Galaxy.
Yeah.
I do not like
So,
Galaxy at
from-
all.
But I
From
liked
what I
it.
understand,
I
the
liked
Galaxy is
Galaxy
really
from
hard.
3 or 4
Yeah,
years ago.
I mean,
Early on, yeah.
Yeah.
honestly, I think this year's Mosaic compared to last year's. I mean, you guys use more Mosaic than me.
Yeah, we
Obviously,
use-
it's your
we use a
flagship.
ton,
But like
yeah.
last year's
love me
Mosaic,
some Mo.
I thought was great. And then the ones you guys were getting, I was like, oh my god, how's that Mosaic? I obviously have not
Magic.
been out at all this year, so I've
We
had a
put
lot
magic
less
into our
do-si-do
beer.
There's a
this
lot
year
of
than last
love.
year. But like Mosaic this year has kept me a little bit disappointed. But I completely agree with you, Galaxy.
Yeah, I don't
Like
get
three
it.
three years
It's
ago, I
gotten really
liked it.
like minty and weird. Like
It's
very
got like
minty.
a little cilantro kind of going.
yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah,
Weird.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I could, yeah,
Um,
for sure, for sure.
I haven't
Which
huffed
I
any
understand
Galaxy
that is one of
recently,
the
so I'm not
harder
quite
ones
sure.
to grow. That it doesn't really rebine as well, so they have to do a lot of new plantings every year. So I guess that makes sense. But there's some hops that just fall apart. I mean, Simcoe for a while 7 years ago was undrinkable.
It got
It was
really
straight
weird.
garlic,
And that's making a comeback.
It is. It
Simcoe's
is. I mean,
coming back with
we
a
use
vengeance.
Simcoe in our Lupified, which is our main double. That's mostly Simcoe. Well, equal parts Simcoe Citra and then a little splash Mosaic. But
Super secret.
yeah, it's Simcoe has definitely come back strong, which I like. It's a good hop. We need to use more when hops are good. Use them.
Well, but we were like we dealt with it the first batch of our Citra lot this year.
Oh yeah, we
Holy
yeah
hell.
they sent it. We asked for Citra. We're under contract, and the first batch they sent, we sent back. Where I'm like,
It
dude,
was
what was this? This
Gr-
is not
it was
Citra.
literally grass water.
I
Like
was
it
and it's
was
like I mixed it halfway with our
awful.
old batch because I always, whenever we get a new batch, and we're at least contracted, so I'll do a stagger. I'll try to ease the drinker in, which we're fortunate enough that we have enough of a back supply lying around in boxes because we're not forced to contract, spot hop buy. But even like halfway through, I was like, this is not the
It
right
wasn't
Citra.
performing. It would not come
Yeah.
out the right way.
And it was like the first 2 batches of Dubious this year. I was like, these are not wrong. And thankfully, Mark got on it, and we got them switched out right
Yes.
away.
Yep.
Which is good. And it's like, oh my god, we actually have Citra in now. But yeah, no, it's like things like that. A lot of people don't understand that if you're limited to what hops you can get, not all of them grow out the same.
Right.
Especially year to year.
And that's something people don't understand. Is over time, hop varieties do change. They're not going to taste the same. So
you're not the same as your grandpa.
Right.
That's all I can say. You know, like you might kind of look the same. I don't know if you taste the same.
All right, so we are way
I
over our
apologize.
time.
No,
that's fine.
talking.
No, that's fine. Like I was having a blast talking, but we are
love
way
you guys.
over our time. So outside of your beer releases, do you have any other events or anything coming up?
Seltzer. We have a hard
Oh,
seltzer.
yeah, we have a hard seltzer.
We
coming
have a
out.
hard seltzer that's
Finally
going to be
getting
coming
one
down
of
the
those
pike
in.
next week.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, by the time this comes out, it should
You're
be
funny.
on
Like there's
draft.
events in COVID.
So
You
come
clown.
down to Bad Son's Tap
There's
Room.
some events.
It'll be on draft. It's orange, blood orange tangerine. Nice little easy seltzer, easy drinking. And I guess before we go, I just want to say, as a brewer, I really love this podcast from you guys.
Totally agree.
Usually you
agree
guys
more.
don't go
Thank
this
you.
far over, and I apologize.
No,
You're usually very concise.
That's fine. It was
quick
so
to the
it was so
point.
natural
Well,
conversation.
You guys
No,
always have
I-
a good point, and I
got
really
it.
appreciate it.
I already figured out where we went wrong.
It was letting
Kevin,
me
the
talk.
king of interruptions, is downstairs.
That's true.
Oh.
And
Kevin-
there was
Kevin's
no one
I
to
feel
reel
like
us
we had a
in.
natural flow.
Kevin's
you know?
very good at interrupting.
We're
But
just
yeah,
like cute and
very-
chatty people.
No,
We're
we
all
had
right.
very, very good conversation.
Yeah, I really appreciate you
So-
guys having
This
us
is a
on.
little like
This was
Regis,
awesome.
you know, like
I love your
rest in
guys'
peace,
beer. I'm
Reg,
glad
but-
that we had a chance to sit down because
Vice
I
versa.
I
So
listened
very
to this
much
at
so.
work. It literally, I look forward to it.
All right, we got at
I'd
least
missed-
3.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
missed
guys.
7 episodes and I went back and listened to them.
So
this
you didn't
morning.
hear episode 27.
I've not heard 27.
All right.
Oh, you should go
It's
back
the
and
best
listen to
episode we ever
27.
did.
It was the best one.
Okay. I'm
Aside
good.
from this one.
All right, so
we-
we're going to close out the episode with 5 questions for both of you.
Oh,
So,
shit.
All right, first one.
Okay.
What is the last beer that you drank that you'd recommend to everyone outside of what we're drinking now? Last beer that's not your own that you want to recommend to everyone watching.
Mm.
The 4 people.
I had
Four
Equilibrium Row. It's a stout. It was brilliant. It was a bottled stout out of them. I would highly recommend that to anyone.
Equilibrium, you said?
Equilibrium
All right.
That was a
Row.
much faster answer than I was expecting.
You're welcome.
I had Facehugger by Nebco.
All right.
Yeah, I liked it.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
that-
super great.
Love their beers.
Love-
Everything,
I mean, the
everything
grab-
they
yeah,
do is
yeah, just
fantastic.
love
I
them.
mean,
Love the Nebco team.
Yeah, I mean, Connecticut's Nebco. I mean, like, we all just love everyone there.
Mm-hmm.
if you have to pick one quick thing that you love most about the Connecticut beer industry or the community, what is it? You're on the spot. You got to think quick.
Man, this is a family. Like, we are, and I tell people this all the time, family, family, family. We are all weird cousins of each other. So
That's a great way to
anybody,
describe it.
We're just weird cousins.
We're just weird cousins of each
All
other.
of us.
We're just all
We're
good
just
family
kissing
southern
cousins.
cousins. No, but truly, like, I have never found a more welcoming industry that has sort of like brushed me in and took me up and helped me understand the things that I didn't know that I was missing. So like this people say to me, oh man, this brewery, I mean, you guys are in competition. I was like, no, none of us are ever in competition with each other, which I think is such a brilliant thing about
I
this
know
industry.
maybe 3 people in the industry that view others as
Yeah,
competition.
and
Agreed.
they're the worst.
I
and-
probably
and-
know
industry.
one of
and
the
we
same
all know
3.
them.
Yes.
He who shall not be named.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, going off of hers for me
We,
as
we
a
both
brewer-
know Voldemort.
Oh.
Indeed.
Yeah. He must
Bestie.
not be named. For me, it's just going off first. Like I call it like the cup of sugar. Like you run out of malt, you run out of hops. Just shoot me a text, dude. I got you.
It's totally
It's
true.
like I don't care.
Yep,
like
exactly.
come on.
Vice versa.
If you come and you give me a 4-pack and we get to talk for 20 minutes,
I'm about
that's all
that.
I want.
I'm about it all
you know?
day.
And I'll get me back when you get me back. That's what I really like.
Oh, I love it, Cam. I love you, buddy.
Outside of No Worries and Bad Sons, what's the last brewery you visited that you'd want to recommend to someone in the state?
Oh crap, COVID.
Right? Yeah, this is a hard question.
What was the last
I didn't
brewery
pick
was
easy
at?
ones.
Yeah. I gotta think back.
I did go to Kinsman during all this, and they're
crap,
pulling
I
some
know.
stuff together over there.
Yeah, we were just there this past weekend.
Yeah,
actually.
their
Yeah.
brand new
Yeah.
patio is gorgeous.
Oh, they have a patio now. I gotta
yeah,
get
a
up
front
there.
patio, and they have
Yeah.
the back setup, which
I
is
saw them on
also
social. I
brilliant.
gotta
They've got like
double
70
check that.
tables between the front patio,
That's
back
insane.
patio, and
So
inside.
like they've done some brilliant work with being able to like really accommodate that, and I wanted to check it out. So I live 5 minutes from there. So like I definitely like want to give a shout to like the Kins fam because they're doing a great job of trying to handle that hustle. So
For me, I'd say Forest City in Middletown, little
Okay.
small 5-barrel.
I haven't been there in a long
Yeah,
time.
Kid cranks out good
Yeah.
stuff. Chris, yeah,
Chris, yeah,
makes
Chris,
great
yeah.
stuff, and he has a lot of fun with it. You know, it's just like, hey, I'm gonna make this, and you're gonna drink it, and that's all you need, and it's great.
Yeah, I never
Everything
make my way
makes
out
does
that
is very
way, but-
clean, and he really thinks about the beer that he makes. So, give him my shout out.
That was weird. I thought I heard a ghost.
I heard a
No,
child.
it's just
I
a
did
child.
too.
It's a child. It's not
We
a
can
ghost.
talk about that. It's going to be a 20-minute podcast.
I was like, what did you?
Why are there kids in the bright
I don't
tank?
know. What do you keep your children at?
So non-brewery. What is your favorite Connecticut beer-centric bar or restaurant?
Barcade.
Barcade. All right.
Barcade,
New Haven.
New Haven, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Huge nerd. Repeat.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go with Cross, which is across the street from Eli Cans, which is a great runner-up.
Yes.
I love Eli's. Cross, I can usually
You're
just
no
get
dig
in
for
and
that.
out faster.
but everyone-
Eli's, I always get someone in the industry is there, and I get roped in for another hour.
And also, everyone already knows Eli's. You don't need to give them a shout out. They have their own.
Yeah,
like,
they're
everyone knows
brilliant.
Eli's.
It's
You know?
already
I'm
a
gonna get
mecca.
Cross there.
It's already a
great
mecca.
whiskey, great beer,
Yeah,
and
their
out,
pizza's
you know.
excellent.
Great friends.
Their pizza's great too.
Pizza's excellent. All right, last one, non-beer related. Since music is a very big influence on what we do on a daily basis,
shit.
our beer names, everything. What's one band that you've been listening to recently that you would want to recommend to everyone that's watching this?
Oh my God.
On
You've
the
been posting
spot.
actually a
If you
lot
say
of
Dave
stuff on
Matthews
Instagram.
Band,
I
you're
fucking
thrown off.
won't, all right? I already know, which is not gonna
Yeah, if
make
we-
this
if
work
we-
out for you.
If we don't like your answer, I'm going to the outro.
That's totally fine. You're gonna hit my button that's like no.
You're off the island.
So I recently picked up I haven't wandered down this road in a while, but I just picked up my Van Morrison love. So I've just been listening to a lot of Van Morrison lately. Just kind of wandering down that happy hippie trail. It's life is throwing me a lot of aces right now. Van Morrison puts me in a nice state, so
Nice.
I've been moon dancing lately. It's good.
I'm down with it. Outside of the moon dancing, I'm down with it.
I'm a fucking hippie, Bill.
So I don't listen to a lot of music. I'm at work so much. I usually just listen to podcasts because they keep my mind a little bit more active. And
I can relate.
Just keep your mind active. The band that I do enjoy when I'm working, I really enjoy just Tool because it's a lot of just drums and bass.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I come
I'm
to
alright with that.
brewing, and I just kind of I came up this a while ago that when I
You
brew,
wouldn't hear it.
I'm not more of a big fan of the guitar solo hops. I'm more of how the background atmosphere plays in the beer.
Yeah.
How the
And
drums and bass of that beer interact.
Yep.
So when I listen to music, I'm like, that's what I like, and when I brew, that's what I like to think of. How
Kim, I didn't know this
how
about
the
you.
background hops gonna play together versus the guy who's ripping out front.
That's what I talk about
wanna-
David Lee
what's a
Roth
little
and
bit
Eddie
of
Van
sync
Halen
going in
hops.
the
That's
background?
it.
How does that ease this through?
You pulled out a much deeper answer than I anticipated.
I'm
that
so
was
cute and
fucking
smart.
awesome. That was awesome.
Big brain flex there, Cam.
All right.
Thanks to the podcast.
On that note, let's
Thank
do
you guys
the outro.
so much for
Thank you
having
for
us.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate
having
you
us.
guys.
I really appreciate this.
Awesome.
Love you guys.
It was great.
Thanks for coming out, guys. And until next time, keep
Sweaty.
living that hammock life.
do not live the hammock life.
Live